The following podcast has been rated Listener MA. It contains strong language, violence, adult situations, nudity. Listener discretion is advised.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Unfiltered Sportscast. I am your host. My name is Scotty Gurman. Alongside me, as usual, I have two excellent stand-up comedians from here in the Wichita area. First, to my left, I have the 1984 Kingman County T-Ball Defensive Player of the Year award winner, Mr. Jeremy Joseph.
Hi, Scotty. Hi.
What the fuck is that?
It's my greeting to you. Hi, Scotty.
Sound like you're on NPR.
Oh! Jesus Christ!
And also, another great stand-up comedian from here in the Wichita area. He's made of spare parts, bud. We like to call him the Wreck, Mr. Derek Alders.
Good afternoon, Mayor McFuckstick. How are you?
I'm doing good, guys.
All right.
Was there an election while I was gone? What happened? God damn it, you made mayor?
Well, he's been mayor.
I've been married, just a really fucking shitty McFuckstick.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, yeah, we knew about the big fuck stick part.
Yeah,
Maybe I just always assumed.
Yeah,
No,
that's,
all right.
that's what it is.
self-proclaimed mayor.
Well, everybody,
He's like the
welcome.
Jesse Jackson of mayors.
God.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome to the show.
Self-proclaimed
This is a
It's really inappropriate that you're in
this is-
blackface, honestly.
This is a comedy show centered around sports. We like to make very inappropriate jokes about sports, and even if they're not about sports. So welcome in, and we hope we make you very uncomfortable. So first, like we always do, let's start with the week recap. How about you, Jeremy? You go ahead, buddy.
Let's see. What happened to me? I took delivery of a beautiful new refrigerator and upright freezer.
That sounds in it. Why are you getting always getting new appliances during the week recap?
He's rich. Simple as can be. That other one was like 3 weeks old. It was the wrong color. So he decided to
Sell it.
It made this
buy
noise.
another one.
It made this noise. It was like brrrr, where I wanted it to be like, and so it's like fuck that. I gave it to the homeless, and I just put it out on my porch actually, and set it on fire.
Nice.
But then got new ones, and so yeah, that's what I did.
That's your whole week.
I worked this weekend.
Oh, that's not entertaining at all.
No.
Moving on. Derek, how was your week?
I drank a lot all week.
Yeah?
Yeah, that was
Surprising.
Thursday and Sunday football days.
Yep.
And I watched the Bears game, which we'll get to here in a little bit. And really nothing too interesting. Actually, I didn't get to do anything cool like go to baseball games or anything. So
Yeah. For once, I got to have an excellent trip while you guys stayed here.
Did I mention at work I fucked all the Spice Girls?
No, you didn't mention that.
even turmeric.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh, Lord. Baby Spice would be annoying after the first three
I
thrusts.
really did not care for Herpes Spice. That was the one I really didn't like getting into, but you gotta do what you gotta do.
Gotta do what you gotta do, especially if you want to fuck all four. It's like a collector pack.
I don't think I'd want to fuck Old Spice. That's the one I wouldn't want.
Yeah.
That would be the worst one.
Anyways, I got to go to Globe Life Park, which Derek got to go earlier the year.
Yeah, they invited me first.
Oh.
The Rangers did.
Oh, okay. Got
Yeah,
it.
I got to throw out the first pitch.
Well, when you went, it was a lot colder. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the Cubs were a lot colder. We lost on a walk-off walk that game.
Well, it was an awesome experience, and the thing, obviously, if you listen to this show, you've heard maybe some of this. I did see the giant fucking chicken finger, but I didn't have any kids
Yeah.
in front of me, like trying to take pictures. So
Did you laugh at it when you saw the fucking giant-ass chicken finger?
I did, yeah.
Did you tell Bob the story, or does Bob already know the story?
It looked like a fried double dildo.
Yeah.
Is what it looked like.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't get two of them.
No.
Well,
Something to eat and something to do on the way home.
Yeah, this may sound like a weird question, but that huge chicken finger, did you fuck that shit?
No.
Okay.
No, I sure did not. It was an excellent experience. Our friend of the show, Bob, and his
Fucking name dropper.
and his girlfriend, and
I hate it
his
when
girlfriend
Adam
and
Sandler
my
does that.
wife get along very, very well. So we went down to Dallas, got to go to the game. It was a really quick trip though. It was go there, stay the night, get up, go to the game. go back
You went
home.
to a quick trip? That's all you did while you
It
were
was
there?
a quick trip, yeah.
Oh.
It was a really
I
big
didn't-
quick trip.
Boy, that would have to be to play baseball in.
Yeah.
Because they don't even let you run in the aisles normally.
I know. It's the last year for that stadium, so I'm glad I got to be a part of it, but it was fucking hot. We got excellent seats, but it was 105 degrees in that bitch, and you could feel every bit of it. It was humid as hell. And that way that stadium's built, it's enclosed, but it doesn't have a roof. So there's no way for wind to get into that stadium.
I don't know where I was sitting. It was fucking freezing and windy when I went.
Well, yeah, because
Maybe
you
you
went.
just didn't have a breeze.
No, it didn't have any breeze whatsoever. So it was just uncomfortable as hell. We had to get up and walk in the shade. It was just, I think that stadium, the way that it's pointed directionally. So like left field is to the north, right field goes to the
right.
east. Right field goes to the east. So it's fucking sunny. I mean, like, it sucks. Wait a minute.
Aren't they all
turned around. Huh?
Aren't they all pointed first bases on the south side?
I don't
I don't
assume
think so. Wrigley's different, I think, because Wrigley has it to where when the sun goes down, it shines right into the visitor's dugout.
And
And the visitor's dugout is actually on the first base side at
Right.
Wrigley.
now, see, at Kaufman, when the sun goes down, they'll be grooving.
Yeah.
I know that. I know that for a fact. They're feeling all right.
I was extremely impressed. Obviously with the stadium, it's still fairly new, but everything that they have outside of the stadium, obviously you've got Jerry World, which is across the way, about maybe a mile away, but they've built this like bar.
Jerry
that's-
Seinfeld has his own park.
Yeah, totally.
What's the deal with that stadium?
I don't know, Jerry. I guess I got let the cat right out of the bag. I fucked that up. I'm
Yeah, you
sorry.
did.
But they have like a bar, a centrally located bar in between both the baseball stadium and the football stadium, and it's called like Texas Live. And it's pretty cool. It reminds me a lot of Ballpark Village in St. Louis, where you just kind of walk in and there's bars all around you and huge TV and projection screens and all kinds of shit like
You
that.
telling me they got a bar down there in Texas that you just walk into?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Fuck that.
What?
Fuck that. I
Did
want to
we-
make reservations.
The baseballism stores in there.
Did we finally get to hear the punchline to it? Like when the guy walks into a bar, do you get to hear what actually happens afterwards?
Well, you walk in, you find out it's a gay bar because everybody in that bar is wearing fucking Dallas Cowboy jerseys whenever Dallas Cowboys are in Washington, D.C. that weekend.
Yeah, but they're still playing.
Yeah, I know. But that's
So
where
that's probably why.
that's where everybody goes apparently to hang out during the Cowboys being away.
That's cool.
So
Yeah, we don't shit on gay people, Scotty.
yeah.
Okay.
We've
We're not
tolerated you.
homophobic.
that's true.
Yeah.
That is true. It was an excellent trip, though. I had a lot of fun.
I had to give
got
a
see some
blowjob
cool
to
shit.
settle a bet between you two fucks.
Yes,
That's how
that's
cool
true.
I am with it.
I
That
still
is
got,
true.
and I got the scar to prove it.
He does use his teeth a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
That
Yeah.
mustache will kind of give you a rug burn.
I
Kind of
used to have my teeth pierced.
Good thing we got him capped. Mm-hmm. There you go. All
But
right.
they're backwards. I wear a backwards cap on my teeth.
Is that right? Mm-hmm. I'll be darned. Good for you
Because
there,
I'm in a
Jeremy.
gang.
Just wear a visor on them shits.
Well, they're not lesbians.
They could be frat guys.
They're not lesbian golfers. Or Steve Spurrier.
Speaking of which, let's start off there.
Steve Spurrier's lesbian golfers, friends? All right.
/ college football.
Talking about the old ball coach. then.
Yeah,
All right, fair
yeah,
enough.
man. So this is your expertise because I,
Fucking right it is.
in college football, I got to see a little bit of the Oklahoma Sooner game. They ended up going to UCLA and putting a spanking on them. A fun fact that Jalen Hurts, quarterback for Oklahoma, is currently responsible for 15 touchdowns and only has 12 incomplete passes.
He's good.
He's good.
Oklahoma's going to be really good this year.
I think they're probably by the end of the season going to be ranked number 3 when it comes down to the playoff.
Yeah, because let's see, we got
Clemson, Alabama.
Alabama is leapfrog Clemson. Clemson 2. Who we got at 3?
3, I believe, is either LSU or Georgia, and
So
that's
another
where,
SEC team that's
yeah,
gonna.
those are flipped around, and I think I'm
Isn't the rest of Clemson's schedule like dog shit?
It's
I don't think
Probably
they.
because
I
they're
don't,
ACC,
it's the
aren't they?
ACC. So
I don't think they play a single top 25 team left, or maybe they play
That's
one.
Florida State is not going to be too tough for them. They're not even. I saw the power rankings for all 130 some teams, whatever, and Florida State is not even in the top 50 this year.
Yeah. But the Big 12, you've got teams like Texas in there, which could very well be a decent Red River rivalry. I can't even talk tonight. Red River rivalry.
It's that fucking double-headed chicken finger you had.
Yeah, something like that. But other than that, in the Big 12, there's really, I mean, you have K-State, which K-State is looking impressive now.
They're up and coming. They just went down to Mississippi State, which is an SEC school, and won. They could have looked better, but their running game right now is they got kind of this three-headed monster running back squad that is. I don't know that one's any better than the other, and there's not like a lightning and thunder type 1-2 punch. They're all about the same size, same speed, same ability, and none of them are standing out. So they're just kind of platooning the three of them in there and keeping them fresh. Which I think if you're looking to win games, that's going to work in their advantage. And they've got a very mobile quarterback in Skylar Thompson, who's he can throw the ball. He just hasn't had to a whole lot yet this year. So I saw their K-State got ranked 25th in the coaches polls, and
that's good.
They're the first team out in the AP poll. So another win, they should be right up in there.
I like Kleiman.
Sure.
I think he's a good coach.
I think he's going to be excellent for him. I'm curious to see exactly what happens with the rest of the Big 12 and see when it comes down. Because Texas already has a loss. They lost to LSU, and LSU went there.
I believe they said that this was he's won his last 31 games as a head coach. Because he won 2 national championships with North Dakota State, and then now he's won his first 3 with K-State.
Okay, I was right. It was Georgia 3, LSU 4, and then Oklahoma 5.
So 3 of the top 4 teams are SEC teams.
One of them's going to end up beating the shit out of the other, which is going to knock them out of the playoff. So
only one. There can be only one.
Yeah. Well, that's all I have for college football. Oh, no, actually, I wanted to talk a little bit about the K-State game because you guys turned a quarterback into a fucking helicopter on a play.
Well, I wasn't involved in that, but they did, sure. Yeah. Their quarterback tried to scramble and go for a first down and tried to dive for it, and, man, they cut his legs out from under him and just sent him
and spun him around.
Toppling, yeah. Yeah, he literally did a helicopter spin.
He did.
And I think he came up short on the first down.
He was a half a yard short when it was all said and done, but
what was it too? KU ended up winning against Boston College.
Yeah.
And they said that was the first time that both Kansas schools have beat an FBS school on the same day in
since 2000 or something like that.
Yeah, 2002 or something like 17, 18 years.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't like it at all. And it's hard to say this, but Les Miles is going to be good for KU.
I think it's a better hire.
Yeah, we all do. I mean,
it's the best coach that they've had since Mangino, for sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
And
he's going to get him recruits, man.
Yeah.
He's going to get him recruits.
He's a big name. You really can't expect him to come in and do too much this year.
No.
It's going to take 3 or 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if he gets a conference win this year. Maybe 1.
Yeah, I'd say 1.
But TCU they're up there. They're getting ranked now. Oklahoma State's right on the cusp of being ranked.
Oklahoma State's going to be good.
And that's who K-State's got next week.
We'll see how it goes.
So, yeah, I mean, it's just a really solid conference this year. That aside from Oklahoma's the only real standout that I think is going to compete for a playoff spot. But the rest of the conference is they're not anybody you'd want to play in a bowl game.
Sure.
So
I think the Big Ten will end up having some pretty damn good teams come out of it though too.
Ohio State.
You're gonna have those. But Urban Meyer's no longer the coach of Ohio State, so I think it's gonna have a little bit of a drop off. I think it's not gonna be as strong, but you're gonna still have.
It's still the name Ohio State.
Yes, and you're gonna have Michigan and Michigan State. You're gonna have those guys, and so it'll be an interesting season. We'll find out what happens.
Yeah, when you have a stadium that holds over 100,000 people, the boosters will be there.
Yeah,
and
with
players. Boosters, you're going to get recruits.
No, absolutely. Yeah. So,
and you get to sit higher in restaurant booths.
Right.
Yeah, that's the only way I'll do it.
Yep.
I get one of those special seats and I put it in there like what the 3-year-olds have, and I get it wedged to my ass, right? Because it feels so good because I like some pressure down there.
Okay.
But I like to just sit way up higher than everybody else and just kind of hold court.
And chicks dig tall guys.
Fuck yeah, they do.
So.
Fuck yeah, they do.
I'm fucked.
I haven't found any that really seem to appreciate what I'm doing, but they will.
Oh, they'll get. It's
They're
it's a work in
coming around.
progress.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
All right.
I've only been doing it like what 22 years. So
Yeah.
it's gonna happen.
You got to get khakis. First, you get the khakis, then you get the booster seat.
That's
then
what I've
you
been
get
doing
the
wrong.
checks.
Who lost their car keys?
No.
No, we're not in Boston, you dick.
I had to try.
No, I've been
artistic
going
fuck.
with the cutoff jean shorts.
Oh.
The real high so the pockets stick out the bottom.
yeah.
That's what I've been wearing when I'm in the booster seat. trying to look
Gotcha.
cool. God damn.
Gotcha.
The
I
moulettes.
should have. Yeah.
No, those are tight. Those are tight above, like
Yes.
right just below your thigh. That don't have any cargo pockets on the outside.
What, the moulettes?
The moulettes.
Oh yeah, he wears coacher shorts, but
Yeah.
I'm guessing he's got some Daisy Dukes at home. That guy, you don't have legs like that guy and not have a pair of shorts somewhere on you at all times.
I say for Halloween we all go and invite him to a party and all dress as Bob Moulette and wear short shorts.
I already invited him to the party.
I know, but he didn't know about this.
Oh. Well, he's going to now.
No, he won't. We'll keep it a secret.
Yeah.
Moving on, let's go on to baseball because it's coming down to the home stretch. We have now about 15 games left to go in the regular season before the playoffs, and we've been talking about it's slowly coming near. But there's actually a couple of races going on. First off, in the American League, I'll start off. You've got the Yankees, the Twins, and the Houston Astros have all but clinched it. Minnesota is the closest one with Cleveland.
It's a game and a half, isn't it?
It's a game and a half out for Cleveland to the wild card, but as far as divisional, Cleveland is only 5 games out of taking that spot. That's the closest one in the American League. Everybody else is more.
That's
So
pretty
if
much
Cleveland
done.
doesn't win the division, they don't get a wild card spot.
No, they are currently a half a game, or sorry, 1.5 games out of getting the wild card.
With Oakland and Tampa.
With Oakland and Tampa.
Yeah.
Oakland is got the lead for the wild card by 1 game over Tampa Bay, and Cleveland is 1.5 games out.
Of Tampa.
So
So-
they got 11, 12 games left.
15.
Oh, so Cubs
They
have
got
12,
15.
I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Royals only have 11.
I kind of
games
did it.
left.
I kind of did an average, and it was right around 15 was the most, and 13. So that's kind of where you're at. So most likely, the teams that are leading the division in the American League are probably good. Those are going to be the guys that are going to make it through the playoffs. But Oakland, Tampa Bay, Cleveland, we'll see what happens. I wouldn't mind any of those 3 teams making it. Anybody have a favorite coming out of the American League that could possibly knock off any of these 3 very good teams? The Yankees are good. The Twins are good.
I'm excited to see the Yankees-Astros series.
I am too.
That's what I'm super excited for
I am too.
in the playoffs. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
they play in the regular season, but I want to see it in the playoffs
Yep.
when that's those 3 pitchers. I don't know how the Yankees with their pitching are going to overcome. Because I mean, the Astros, you're throwing fucking Cole and Verlander and Greinke.
Greinke.
I don't see the Yankees being able to put up those same power numbers offensively wise against those guys consistently.
It takes a swing of the bat and a bad pitch, man.
Yeah,
I
but
mean-
all 3 of those guys would be legitimate aces on any other team,
Right.
And
They have 3 of them.
they don't throw a lot of bad pitches.
No, that's true. I mean, I'll give you that. If anybody is,
Oh, you
is
give
to
me that?
lose,
Thanks.
Anybody out of those 3 that were to lose a game, I would probably say it would be Greinke first.
Yeah,
You know, I mean,
he's probably the shakiest of the 3.
probably.
Then I don't know who's their number 4 guy.
Somebody you're not going to see.
Probably not.
You don't think?
Not in the 7-game series. You pitch each of those guys twice because you have off days and everything.
Yeah.
They usually go 4-man rotation.
I think they go
7-game
4-man
series.
rotation in the playoffs.
Kluber when they went to the World Series, Kluber pitched 3 games. He pitched game 1, game 4, and game 7.
Okay. But the National League is way, way different. It's significantly closer. I think Philadelphia being 5 games out is kind of out of the wild card. I mean, I just don't think they're going to have it in them.
That's hard. It's going to be hard. You're going to
Fuck
have one
Bryce
of those.
Harper. They can suck a dick. I don't think they're going to make it.
You're going to have
I'm
one
gonna
of
will
those
them
epic
not.
collapses. Is what you're going to have by 2 teams, by Chicago and by Milwaukee.
Yes.
You're going to have both those teams. And I can see one of them doing it, especially the Cubs, because that's what we're notorious for doing. But
Come on, man.
the Cubs are notorious for collapsing.
I know, but
But
Good news, I heard Rizzo is not going to have surgery.
Nope, he's in a walking boot for 5 to 7 days, and they're going to reevaluate.
Yeah.
so there's hope, and Javi will be back at the end of the season, possibly be ready for the playoffs
If they're in the playoffs.
if they're in the playoffs, which if they are in the playoffs, let's say Milwaukee comes up, and then guess who predicted 2 teams out of the Central? 3 teams total.
I don't know, Buster Olney,
No,
Peter Gammons.
this guy.
Okay.
Yeah, it couldn't have been Peter Gammons. That guy can't even afford a chin.
Yeah,
I'm fucking pumped. And you sold your Cubs short.
I still am. Now, granted, they had a fucking offensive showing these last 5 games.
Listen.
They scored like 16, 16, 14,
Right.
and 8 or something along those, right around there somewhere.
And that's what's going to take to win games.
But they'll do that, and then they'll score 0 and 1 and 1 and 0 right after that. They're so inconsistent.
You're not going to win 20 games in a row, dude.
As
You're
a
not gonna do
fellow
it.
fan of a perennial disappointment, this is what happens. The cynicism eventually takes you over, and you just start doubting your team. And if they come through, then it's a nice surprise.
I don't think we've made the playoffs in like the last 6 years.
Yeah, you have.
I don't know.
You
I
made
know.
them in 15.
Yeah,
We
fuck.
beat you out in 15.
Yeah.
But I think that may have been the last time. So 4
And then
years.
we won the division in 16. Did you not get the wild card in 16? I think you
so.
did.
I don't think we did.
Oh, it's been 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
What a horrible fucking
Shut the fuck up.
existence, Scotty.
So-
Jesus
so-
Christ. The Cardinals are there almost every year. You can count on them at least half the postseasons out of every decade.
Yeah, but that's because they're one of the best teams in baseball.
No, they're not. Oh, I mean,
Count the World
basically-
Series championship trophies, bitch.
Oh, congratulations on that. Math. Doesn't mean they're the best teams in baseball.
If you have more World
The
Series,
Yankees would make that the best team in baseball, and the Yankees haven't won a World Series in 20 years.
and that's great. We as Major League fans should appreciate that because they also have the highest payroll by a lot.
I don't know if it's by a lot.
hasn't been 20
Boston,
years.
Chicago's up there. 2000, was it? No, against the Phillies. That was like 03, I think, 04.
No, they won one more recently, I thought.
A-Rod got one with them.
Yeah, I
that
thought
was
they've
it.
won one since.
Nah, I don't know.
Nope.
So in the National League right now, let's just kind of put it exactly where it's at. So St. Louis is leading the Central by 2 games. Chicago Cubs back 2, and then Milwaukee's back 3. So if you look at the wild card right now, well, before I go there,
Which Milwaukee doesn't have Yelich now.
Atlanta has clinched. They're ahead of Washington by 10 games, so they're going to the playoffs. The Doyers are 20 games up on Arizona. Ain't going to happen. So you were going to have
I don't know,
Atlanta
there's still 15 left to play.
right around that, yeah. The Dodgers and Atlanta are stuck in the positions that they are pretty much. St. Louis,
That's the only race still.
the Cubs, and Milwaukee, the Central's the race.
And
That is where it's coming from.
The last 3 games for St. Louis are the Cubs.
Scotty's playing the fucking race card. I see.
I'm telling you, it's a damn good one, too. It's a baseball race. That's everybody. It's all inclusive.
Sure it is.
So I'm really curious to see exactly what happens. Obviously, I want the Cardinals to win the division. That would be awesome. But I really kind of want what I predicted to happen months ago to happen more off. I would like 3 teams out of the Central and no teams out of the East other than the division.
Where are the Mets at in all this mess?
5 out.
They're
5 out?
5 out.
Okay.
So Philadelphia, the Mets, and Philadelphia and New York are out 5 games, and I just don't see them catching up. So
Mets had a good run.
they did have a good run. But while we're still on baseball, I wanted to talk about some funky facial hair. Did y'all see that?
Yeah, you got to shave that shit. It looks
It's not
terrible.
gonna fucking happen.
Are you hiding? Do you have a Peter Gammons chin?
No.
Is that what you're hiding? It seems like you're covering something up.
No, this is the very first time I ever grew a beard.
I think
And
there's
it's
a dick
stuck.
and balls underneath there somewhere.
Well,
it might not even be yours. It could be somebody else's. But
maybe.
there's a dick and balls in there somewhere.
Yeah.
And I bet you it's infested with crabs.
We did say that this show has nudity in it, so
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Sure.
No, just kidding.
But apparently you won't show your naked face.
So there was a pitcher for Oakland. What was his name?
Mike
Fires.
Fears.
Mike Fears. Is it Fires or Fears?
I've always heard fires.
I've always set fires, but I've heard fears.
Okay, I'm going to go with Fears. Decided to shave his facial hair when he was pitching for Oakland against the Rangers, which was the game before the game we got to. And it looked absolutely fucking ridiculous.
It was in a G.
The shape of a G.
Yep.
Was it in a G on purpose, or was it like, was he trying to just be goofy and have like sideburns all the way around on one side?
It was a spiral or something. Yeah. But it spiraled into his mustache.
And he had a...
Looked like a cinnamon roll.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it looked like.
All right. And somebody, I don't know which one of you assholes decided to do it, but shared something on our Facebook page that said Scotty needs to do this, and I am not doing it. That you're a dick.
That's the new Litsky award. Is Scotty has to shave the fucking G.
No, the Litsky award.
No matter who wins the bet, Scotty has to do that.
Yeah, Jeremy had to blow me for fucking sakes.
No, Litsky's a cool dude, but he doesn't
Fucking
get 2
Saquon
awards.
Barkley.
He doesn't get. That's no, we can't name that the Moulette. Moulette hadn't had facial hair since he was. Yeah, he's never had facial hair.
Probably not.
No.
Probably can't squeeze any testosterone to his face with those pants so tight.
Probably, you're probably right.
Mm-hmm.
But you
I
can't.
know how anatomy works.
Litsky already has the shot collar. That's the Litsky award.
Mm-hmm.
We'll think of somebody else to do the beard award, but it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do that.
No. Okay, so what happens if I pick and the Cardinals, the Cubs, and the Brewers all make the playoffs? What do you guys do?
We get to shave a G.
Yeah, we get to shave a G in your face. And
No.
I'm guessing between the two of us, we've got at least 300 pounds on you.
Don't resist. You're gonna get cut.
Yeah, because we're doing it with a straight razor.
Yeah,
It's gonna come right off. Then I'm just gonna shave the whole thing. Then
that's fine.
No, we'll tie your hands behind your back.
well, you guys eventually have to leave.
Says who?
Yeah, with
The
your
law?
hands tied behind your back.
The law, my wife, for sure.
Oh,
You fucked that shit?
Yeah, I did
All right.
She's gonna be in on it.
on a regular basis.
Fair enough.
All right.
Fucking bragging about it. Jesus. I just asked a
Goddamn,
simple
have you
question.
seen my wife? Okay, so moving on. Week 2
What do you mean by
in the NFL sucked.
You're talking National Football League.
I am talking about the National Football League.
American football or like the other kind of football?
No.
Not football?
Not football.
Okay.
No, not the MLS.
Not the real one?
No,
Not foosball either, right?
not foosball either. We need to get a foosball table.
Why?
I don't know. I think it'd be
So
fun.
we could look like a couple of fucking frat losers? Is that why?
Shut up. Anyways, moving on to the NFL Week 2. Sorry.
Just a wonderful exchange between the two of you. Shut up. That's all you got.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Not even give your balls a tug to
Yeah.
fucker, nothing. Shut up.
I can't even do it right now.
Shut up. I'm telling.
No, fuck you. Give your balls a tug. I can't even do it right now. Okay, moving on. NFL Week 2. I'm going to start with the Thursday night game, the Bucks and the Panthers. And the Bucks ended up winning that game 20-14. And Cam Newton sucks fucking dick.
So you got something in common with him. He should be your favorite player.
I am so sick and tired of having him on my fucking fantasy team. He's awful.
Yeah.
Awful.
He has been except for his rookie year.
I think he and Trubisky need to just fucking get a room together and leave the NFL.
Oh, they won't do that.
I know they won't do that. But I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired of it. He's the flashiest quarterback I've ever seen.
I like Cam Newton because I like to see what he's going to wear next.
It's fucking entertaining, that's for
I
sure.
They
love it.
roll out the red carpet every time he comes out.
It reminds
Cam, what are
me-
you wearing?
Who are you wearing today? Grandmama from the Hornets,
No shit.
1996.
That's no shit. He looks like an 85-year-old woman with a fucking sash.
Yeah,
around
he's wearing
her
those
head.
fucking babushka fucking
whatever it is.
the kerchiefs.
Yeah, and then he made a
he-
shirt out of his grandmother's curtains.
He
and
dresses like a rich white lady that's in Africa doing humanitarian work for photo ops. That's what he dresses like.
That ain't no shit. It was just an awful game all the way around. I'm surprised that Jameis Winston ended up pulling it out, but it was so difficult to
I'd be
watch.
more
Cam
surprised if Phillip Rivers pulled it out, to be honest with you.
That guy never seems to.
I'd be way more
Newton. I don't know how many kids the guy has, but he's got a whole bunch. So,
a troop.
yeah, a troop. Moving on. Cowboys at the Redskins. Cowboys ended up pulling it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Redskins are bad, though.
I actually had them winning that game in my head, but I think that was betting with my heart and not with my head.
Yeah,
That-
I hope for a Cowboys loss every week.
Single week.
Dak's continued to impress.
We'll get
I
some.
know we've ripped on Dak all off season, and he's making us fucking eat shit.
Well, when he has an offensive line that can hold everybody back for at least 5 seconds, then he's eventually going to throw it to somebody who's wide fucking open. Moving on to the Colts and the Titans.
He looks better. He looks a lot better. He looks like a lot better passer.
I know.
He's got some weapons to work with, too.
He is improved.
Okay. All right. Colts and Titans. Colts.
I'm a full-on Cowboys fan now. What can I say? Just because of him.
Whatever.
I like him.
Indianapolis went to Tennessee, ended up playing the Titans, and they ended up getting a win. Jacoby Brissett, first win of this season. I thought he looked pretty well. I thought he did okay.
I didn't see any of that one.
Yeah, if I'm thinking about if he's available, if he doesn't go on waivers, picking him up as a backup quarterback. Because Nick Foles was my backup quarterback. And
He gone.
He gone. Seahawks at Pittsburgh. Mm-hmm. And here's a good one that we can kind of go over a little bit more in depth. Seattle ended up winning that game 28-26, but Pittsburgh ended up losing its franchise quarterback. Ben Roethlisberger is going to be out for the rest of the season.
Is this it, you think?
No.
no,
don't
he
think so?
has vowed to make a strong comeback next year.
Has he?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, last year he was saying maybe he didn't have it anymore.
He doesn't.
He said that, well, I don't know. Then he turned it on last year after that, but I don't know. I don't know if he comes back.
I need to find the episode where we called this.
You have to see, he says that now, but you have to wait 6, 7 weeks, 8 weeks where he's out of football. And if he's actually outside of rehab and shit, if he's actually enjoying himself outside of, maybe he doesn't come back.
We'll see.
Let's see what Mason Rudolph does. He was a high draft pick. I think he was second round for Pittsburgh.
And he didn't do that bad of a job.
No,
I mean,
if
this is
Rudolph,
a close game.
If Rudolph comes in and does well, maybe Roethlisberger doesn't come back.
I don't remember what my record was, but I think I had the Steelers going 8-8 all season long, and
I think that was generous.
now it's generous after Roethlisberger left. But
I actually did not have him doing well. And I kind of wondered if maybe something like this wouldn't happen. There's just, the body breaks down after a certain age, especially when you've taken as many hits as he has.
Because he doesn't go down.
right, he tries to stay on his feet, and we said this. I
Big
don't know.
Ben, they call him.
Yeah, but we called this months ago.
Got him insightful.
We were discussing this whole ordeal whenever we were discussing our schedules and stuff like that. And this is one of the factors that we played into the schedules that we picked. That Ben is getting old. He's getting brittle. He's getting hit. And eventually one of those hits is going to break him. And it turns out...
This wasn't a hit, though. This was just a throw. And you could just see immediately after he threw it, he clutched that elbow.
Yeah.
But,
Tommy John, is that what they said he's got to have? Or what is it?
That I don't know.
I don't know if it's just what it was exactly that went bad on him, but it's season-ending surgery.
Right.
But as of right now, and speaking to the press, he has promised that this is not a career-ending injury, that he will be back next year.
You make promises you can't keep, bud. Anyways, Bills-Giants. Bills go to New York and don't surprise anybody. 28-14 ended up beating Eli, and we'll get to next week's predictions here in a little bit, but Eli is not going to be the starting quarterback.
The Giants
for
have
the Giants.
officially announced
Daniel Jones.
When did
will
I
be the
say?
starter.
Did I say
You said
by
week one.
You said
It's
week
week
one.
one.
I said week 3.
Okay.
I said Eli would win a Super Bowl this year. I was wrong.
Well, he could get traded.
Sure.
He could win a Super Bowl.
And that's what they're talking. I'd heard some people talking on different sporting news places that, he's got a no-trade clause in his contract, Eli does. And a lot of people think that he is still essential to Jones's grooming.
Yeah.
But other people, especially with, there's some starting quarterbacks. There's some
down.
places that are needing starting quarterbacks with experience. And it's like, if he wants to go, you should let him go.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I don't necessarily know about Jacksonville being an opportunity. I don't know. I don't think he goes to Pittsburgh. I think they're going to probably try to hold on to Rudolph and let him go and do what he needs to do.
I just want to know who the fuck's going down next week. We lost Foles week 1. You've lost Breeze, not for the year, but for 6 games week 2. You've lost Ben Roethlisberger week 2. You fucking mono for fucking Sam Darnold.
Brady.
Well, we'll get to that now then. The New Orleans Saints went to L.A., played the Rams, and just got shellacked, but that was mainly because Drew Brees goes down.
Mm-hmm.
Ligament in his thumb, wasn't it?
Yeah.
For six games he's going to be out?
They're saying 6 weeks. I have personally had thumb ligament or tendon surgery, and if he comes back in 6 weeks, I will be it was 6 weeks before I could even start rehabbing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I realize he's working with some better personnel than what I was.
Yeah, he's got better copay, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Mine was work comp.
Oh. God damn. I didn't know you could tear a ligament in your thumb from having it up your ass all day, not doing a fucking thing.
That's about the only injury you can get.
I just figured it was holstered.
That and pink eye.
Yeah, so the LA ended up getting that win, and we'll see what happens with Drew coming back.
Once again, a fucked up referee call.
Yeah, but it didn't make that big.
It didn't in the long run, but it just keeps seeming to happen to the fucking Saints against the Rams.
Yeah, maybe there's some favoritism. I don't know. And then you also said that Tom Brady could possibly get hurt, but he sure as shit didn't this week, because this was the largest spread in the NFL history ever, 19.5 point against the Miami Dolphins, who...
This is my lock.
That was your lock of the week. Now, I was going to say, if you're going to...
Bold.
Yeah, bold as shit.
Hey, I did say whatever the fucking spread is, take it.
Yeah, you're correct.
I did say that.
You did say that, and sure enough, 19.5 points, yeah, you doubled that shit, 43-0. That they need to get the fuck out.
And they just got worse.
Yeah, they did.
They just traded Minka Fitzpatrick to Pittsburgh.
Right. And then who else did they lose? Somebody else. Maybe not.
And see, if
Dignity.
There's
Yeah.
I think the mascot wants a trade.
This is a home game, too. This is at Miami.
Oh, yeah.
And they got fucking shut out.
And see, this is the thing where, like, if I was Ryan Fitzpatrick, I would walk. I would put in my retirement papers, because you're just going to get hurt.
Yeah, eventually.
I mean, if they're not even putting a competitive team out there on the field.
No. Yeah.
And it's
I think any of the XFL teams right now could beat them.
That was actually the joke. That was actually a joke that came out, which was, here's the 8 XFL teams' possibility of having a 9th one being the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, they're that bad.
I wonder if,
that
like, even a
bad.
Clemson or an Alabama could run with them.
Oh, yeah.
You think so?
Yes.
Yeah,
Wow.
but I mean,
It's still the NFL, dude.
people say that, yeah, and NFL is still comprised of all those guys who are superstars at their colleges.
Right.
But
What I think is funny is you're going to have the 72 Dolphins that went undefeated, and I think the 2019 Dolphins could very well go winless.
I don't doubt you.
I think they would have a ticker tape parade if they win a game.
Yeah, I'm gonna look something up.
And
You
then I
guys
want to
go ahead.
say,
Have they
fucking
scored a touchdown yet?
Yes,
Have
yes.
they?
So I want to say, crack that fucking bottle of champagne, Mercury Morris.
Yes.
You son of a bitch! Every time
I
the last
fucking hate him. God, I fucking hate him.
They were the worst undefeated team. Well, they're only undefeated team, but they were favored to lose the Super Bowl. Their schedule was fucking terrible.
Well, that's back when the AFC didn't play the NFC until the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And the NFC was still
Favored.
I mean, the AFC, the AFL NFL merger had taken place, but the better teams were still coming out of the NFC.
Yeah.
I mean, the Colts had come over from the NFL to the AFC, and there were a couple others, but yeah, all the really good teams were still in the NFL.
Yeah, I hate that 72 Dolphins team.
So who wins in a game between the Miami Dolphins and the New York Jets?
Oh, Jets. Well,
Darnold playing?
Yeah.
If Darnold's playing, the Jets. They at least have Bell and Darnold and Robbie Anderson.
Yeah.
The Dolphins
I don't
don't
give a-
have anybody.
I don't give a flying fuck who's playing.
Albert
It-
Wilson, who
it-
hasn't played yet,
It
but
doesn't
that's
fucking matter.
And see, that's just more bad news for the Jets with Darnold having mono.
yeah. Yeah.
Is that what? Do you want to wait till we're on that game?
No, we're going to that game. That was a Monday night
Okay.
game. That was just last night. The Cleveland Browns ended up going into New York, beating the Jets 23-3. Odell Beckham Jr. went ahead and caught a one-headed grab, not against his former team, but in
Fucking
the same
great
stadium.
catch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was an excellent catch. But the Browns still didn't look that fucking
No.
good.
Now they dominated this game, but it's the Jets playing against their third string quarterback. They were supposed to have a great defense this
didn't-
year, and they're just not.
Who?
I'm not seeing the Jets.
The
Browns.
I was getting ready to say, because the Jets, on the other hand, looked like they were giving Baker Mayfield some trouble.
Yeah.
They were rushing the quarterback. They were messing up timing. That's part of the reason why he threw a lot of incompletions in certain situations. And so I was watching the game, and I'm like, this game is boring as shit. Now, granted, Trevor Siemian goes down with I cannot believe he didn't break his goddamn ankle. I cannot believe it.
he's
He
out
walked.
for the year.
Did they
I was
say
going
what
to
it
say
was?
you'd probably
he
rather
did
have
break
a
his
broken ankle.
I don't know.
I think it
rather-
is broken.
Oh my god, that's the
But-
first time I've ever seen somebody walk off the field with that kind of injury. But
The thing with Darnold, though, is with mono, I've never personally had mono, but I've known several people who have, and it's a motherfucker.
I had it.
It takes people down for weeks.
This is not a bullshit story, or I'm not trying to,
I already don't believe it.
I'm dead serious. I got mono when I was a senior in high school, and I didn't know what was wrong with me. I just knew that I was, pretty fucking tired. But I must not have had a very harsh case of it. I played baseball through it, and I went to bed at a normal hour. I wasn't bedridden, but whenever I went to go in to see if I had I don't even know what my symptoms were, but they said I had mono.
I'm going to guess a limp dick and a stupid face.
I was a senior in high school, and it didn't affect me enough. I just knew that there was something wrong, but I still played through everything. So it probably affects people differently, and I just got maybe a really shitty case of it, or whatever the case may be. But that's a true story.
Right, and there's probably some kind of a shot that they can give him of vitamin C or B12 or whatever to boost him up for games. But you're also competing against some of the best athletes in the world. I mean, and even when you get over mono, I've known people, it still leaves them feeling drained for weeks.
Yeah, me too. My
mom was hospitalized with it.
Jesus Christ.
Still is.
All right. Well, moving on from Derek's lock of the week, my lock of the week was the Texans over the Jaguars, which they fucking squeaked it out barely, 13-12. Not a whole lot other than Deshaun Watson. He needs a little bit of help.
He's got fucking DeAndre Hopkins and Kenny Stills and Will Fuller. What help do you fucking need?
Well, that and Ramsey's asking for a trade.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you think he goes?
Fuck, I have no idea.
I'm calling Kansas City. It's either going to be New England or fucking Kansas City.
Kansas City needs something.
They do, and I think that's going to be something they're going to try to go hard after.
We'll see. He may not go anywhere.
I don't know. If you request a trade and you piss the coach off, you probably gonna get it.
I think the Jaguars have officially said that they are shopping him.
Yeah.
You think they're gonna give him away for nothing though?
No.
That's gonna take at least. It's gonna take a first and then stuff, and it may take 2 firsts or a first and a second. And I don't know how many teams are gonna be willing to give that up.
Yeah, you're right. Vikings at Packers. Packers are now 2-0.
That was a weird game. The Packers ran out, scored 21 straight, and then the Vikings went and scored 16 unanswered. Mm-hmm. And then Kirk Cousins throws that interception on 1st and goal. That was a fucking bad throw.
I said at the beginning of the year, Kirk Cousins is going to have a better year. I'm wrong. I'm fucking wrong.
Yeah, he's got
good.
Most of the skills to be a good quarterback.
Shit.
He just that's that mental thing he doesn't have.
Yeah. He's got the who was it that couldn't throw the ball to first base from second base?
Yips.
The yips. That's what he's got.
John Lester can't throw to first base.
Yeah, I knew that, but there was a second baseman that couldn't throw to first base.
Oh, we've talked about all that. That was an old show.
Wasn't me. I was really good at defense.
The Lions ended up beating the Chargers. That's an upset of the week for me.
Yeah.
That's a big one. There's a fumble at the goal line by I can't think of his damn name.
What team?
Running back for L.A.
Eckler.
Austin Eckler fumbled the ball at the end zone, recovered by the Lions. Stafford didn't look bad. Rivers didn't look bad. There was just crucial mistakes that were made and ended up being Lions winning.
They were talking on sports radio that it was a 3-point spread in the Chargers' favor. And people were like, that doesn't seem right. The Chargers are a way better team than the Lions.
Apparently fucking not.
Yeah, they were just having a real hard time scoring points.
Yeah, well, Kerryon Johnson looked really good.
With that fumble now, are you maybe trying to see what you can do to get Melvin Gordon back? If that cost you the game.
No, because other than that,
I need him on my fantasy team.
I hate to break it to you, bro, but I think you may be in a rough spot.
They said he's coming back.
I'm sure they did, but they can talk all kinds of shit.
No, his agents kind of said that he's coming back.
Yeah.
Because he wants to get paid for the season. He has to report by, week 8 or week 10? Yeah.
Niners at the Bengals, 41-17. Eek.
I do not know what the fuck to make of the 49ers.
I don't either. Are they good or are they bad?
Yeah, they can
okay?
come out and smoke somebody that they shouldn't one week and then just
Jekyll
look like
Mrs.
shit.
Hyde.
They look like shit last week.
Okay. But are the Ravens as good as what people are making them out to be? Because they played at home against the Cardinals. Kyler Murray came out, did his thing. But Lamar Jackson, is he that good, or is he just played against two really shitty teams?
I think he's that good, and I'll tell you why.
Go for it. I'm listening.
He's always been able to run the ball. Always. There's that threat's always been there, but they came out and they said, we're going to make him beat us through the air. That was the week 1. And he did, and he was accurate. He threw 5 touchdown passes week 1.
Against the Dolphins.
And every pass that he threw, he was accurate in week 2. He threw 2 more touchdown passes in week 2. He hasn't rushed for a touchdown yet.
I know that.
But he's completing these passes, whereas in week 1, even if they were open, he was missing guys.
I understand
He was
that.
overthrowing. He was underthrowing. He looks way more accurate, and he's got help. He didn't have Marquise Brown.
Hollywood Brown's a fucking stud.
I think he's for real.
But it's against two of the worst defenses in the NFL.
This is going to be a great game this week. This is the game of the week, in my opinion.
Against the not so good defense against the Kansas City Chiefs. This is going to be one where I may take the over.
It's an improved defense.
I know
the Chiefs are an improved defense.
It's improved. I'm not saying it's the shit defense of last year. I'm saying it's improved, but it's still not the best defense to go against.
Middle of the road.
Yeah. If it's middle of the road, they're winning the Super Bowl, which I do have them predicted to win against the Saints, which now I'm going to change that in the future, but beside the point.
This was my lock of the week. The Ravens over the Cardinals, and it was in doubt for a while, up until the very end.
Yep.
Now I know I've asked this before, and I don't remember the answer, but Scotty, right? Okay, yeah.
Oh, that's
just
it.
Making sure. Yeah,
that's it.
I couldn't remember.
It's actually Scott.
Fuck you.
All right. My apologies, Scott.
Fuck you both. Let's see. Bears at the Broncos. Here you go, Derek. Take the fucking floor, buddy.
Oh, God. Shouldn't have won that game.
No, you shouldn't have.
Not because of the timeout with the 1 second. That's
Bush League.
If you watch that,
no.
that happened.
No. The people bitching about that, when the ball was down and somebody on that field for that team called the timeout's timeout.
Yeah.
Moving on.
That was correct.
That's correct. I agree.
But that roughing the passer call was wrong. That was bad.
Yes, it was.
And that gave the Bears a game. But on the same token, there was a bad one that was called. I think it was on Leonard Floyd, where he picked a guy. It was unnecessary. There was a bad roughing the passer on Eddie Goldman, and there was unnecessary roughness on Leonard Floyd, where he did pick the guy up, and he didn't throw him to the ground. He had let him go, like he didn't slam him down. He had him in the air, and then he let him go, and that was a bad fucking call. But the kicker, we found him, finally. That guy hit a 51-yarder and a 53-yarder, and that's something that we couldn't have done last year. So thank you, Oakland, for that. But Mitch Trubisky is fucking garbage.
Yes, he is.
They got trouble.
They're
on offense.
And the fact that we traded up to get him over Watson and Mahomes is fucking ridiculous.
I don't know what the fuck they were looking at as a college player. What did they see over Mahomes?
I have no idea.
Every expert said that Mahomes had the highest ceiling.
Yeah.
Every expert did. And that's who I wanted. I wanted to trade down in that draft and get Mahomes, which they probably could have done.
Probably.
They could have traded
Where were
back
they at
to
in the draft?
They were 3, and they traded up a first rounder for the next year, and I think a third to move up to 2, plus their first rounder. They swap picks with San Francisco. John Lynch,
because they were afraid that Trubisky wasn't going to be there.
They thought somebody was going to jump up and take him, and if that was the case, that would have been the best thing that could have happened to that organization.
It would.
Because all right, he's mobile and he's okay doing that, but he can't throw that ball more than 10 yards down the field. He's fucking inaccurate. He's and you can't teach that after it's 3 years. And what's really irritating the fuck out of me is these damn fans that I got into a lot of arguments. I was a fucking keyboard warrior, but they're making the same fucking excuses for him. They're like, oh well, it's only his second year in this offense. He's only a third-year quarterback. He only started 6 games or 12 games in college, or 7 games in college, or whatever the fuck it was. He only started 6 or 12 games, or he didn't start 6 games his rookie year. He doesn't have any receivers. He doesn't have a line. But they did all these same excuses for Cutler, and they fixed these things one by one, and they were still making excuses. And if they go out after this season After Goff got his contract and they extend Mitch Trubisky after 2019, that franchise is fucked for as long as that contract is.
Yeah.
That is a horrible move. And I think, and I've been called a fair weather fan because I don't like my quarterback. No.
That's horseshit.
I have fucking 35 fucking Bears hats, jerseys, helmets, autographs. I watch the fucking games every week. That's the only reason I even have Sunday ticket. Just because I don't like my quarterback doesn't make me a fair weather fan.
You're not turning on your fandom of the team.
No.
You are passionate about your team and want to see them win and know they can't with this asshole. And people who say that you should support your team no matter what, no, fuck that. The fucking management of a team should be pursuing excellence with their fucking staff.
As bad as it sounds, I feel like the best chance the Bears had. I thought the Bears were a Super Bowl team
I did too.
preseason. I really did. If Mitch could continue to take a step forward. In my opinion, Mitch Trubisky has regressed.
He has
watching that game and watching that play calling, I feel like Nagy has lost faith in him because Nagy didn't even let him air it out hardly at all. He aired one out to Montgomery, who he underthrew, I believe, and then he aired another one out that he overthrew.
Yeah.
But it was all runs, which they need to run the ball anyway.
Yeah,
they didn't run it nearly enough week one. So it was like 27 pass plays, I think 25 run plays. So or maybe 29. It was like a 2-play difference, which is it's a way more balanced attack. But every single pass was short dink and dunks, almost every single one of them except for maybe 3 of them. In that last play, which he fucked it. He was 0 for I think 5 on passes over 10 yards until that last play.
Right.
And Robinson is fucking wide open there. They were, if the defense wasn't playing that type of defense, they were basically playing prevent. Yeah. If they're not doing that, they don't win that game.
Yeah.
Trubisky is a very Chicago name, though. I got to give it that.
It's Polish.
Yeah. Anyway.
So
Like the sausage.
I almost want the Bears to lose. What I worry is last year when the Bears came in, Washington's the 31st ranked defense in the league right now, pass-wise. Tampa last year was the 31st ranked pass defense. When Mitch Trubisky came out against Tampa last year and threw 6 touchdowns in one game, everybody was ready to christen him as he was the greatest fucking quarterback to ever live. He threw for 6 touchdowns. Even a bad quarterback against a bad defense cannot throw for 6 touchdowns. That's what they said. And then if you look at the stats for the rest of the year, that game accounted for 25% of the touchdowns he threw for the whole year. So he threw for, I think, 25 or 27 last year, and literally 6 of those, so not quite 25%, but right around that area, that was all in one game.
Okay.
So, and then the next game against Miami, he threw for 3, and then the other 14 games, he threw for, I don't know, math, but not a lot.
Not your strong suit.
No.
Okay, I'm going to move on because then we got to get to week 3. The Eagles at the Falcons. Falcons ended up winning the game.
Mm-hmm. Eagles look like shit.
They did look like shit.
Wentz looked like shit.
Wentz looked like shit, but he also missed Alshon and Deshaun go down. So Alshon Jeffries and Deshaun Jackson are not available, and they don't have the best running game in my opinion.
There was a bad pass play to Aguilar that he gave up on that if he would have caught that and ran that in too.
Sure.
And he did have to come out for a few plays while they ran concussion protocol on him too.
Yep.
Which we've been saying all along, he's fragile.
Yep. But yeah, so I was the one who said that I really don't think that the Falcons are going to have that terrible of a year. But we'll see.
Julio Jones looked as good as I've seen him in a long time.
Yes, and the play calling was better, and Matt Ryan's cross pass or the route that Julio ran was a nice cross right over the middle and ended up taking it to the house. That was an awesome play.
Quick question.
Okay.
Before we get out of football.
No, we're still going into football.
Okay, well, while we're still in this week's games.
This week's games?
Yes. Cam Newton.
Okay.
Mitch Trubisky.
Okay.
Ben Roethlisberger.
Okay.
What do they all have in common?
None of them could play football.
That's well, Ben's got a couple Super Bowls.
Okay.
Yeah, but he's hurt right now, so he can't play.
None of them have thrown a touchdown pass this year.
Really?
Oh, no
None of
shit.
them. None of them have.
Wow.
I'll be damned.
You know who has?
Who?
Robert Griffin III has thrown a fucking touchdown pass this year.
Who's he with? He was somebody.
Baltimore.
Chiefs played
Baltimore.
He's with Baltimore.
Is he with Baltimore?
Yes.
I thought he was with New Orleans.
That's Bridgewater. Wrong black guy.
Oh, gotcha. My bad.
Yeah, that's fucking atrocious.
That's awful. Okay, so moving on. Obviously, in week 3, I'm not going to go too much into this, but
You missed a
what
game.
Which game?
Chiefs Raiders.
No, we already knew that one.
All right.
We didn't go over it, but
We didn't go over it. Fine. What do you got?
Mahomes threw 4 touchdowns in the second quarter.
Yeah.
I believe 3 for more than 25 yards each. It's never been done before in one quarter.
Okay, fine.
To backup receivers,
Yeah.
Robinson and Hardman.
Yeah.
But it also displayed. Derek Carr is 2/3 of a great quarterback.
Yep. He can't throw the long ball.
Well,
It's
yeah,
his first name. That's his problem.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What a piece of shit first
Fuck
name.
yeah.
I
Yes,
know
I
another
wouldn't
piece of
trust
shit
anybody.
with the name Derek.
Who?
Derek Jeter. He's
Thank
name
you.
dropping again.
Thank you.
Whatever.
But yeah, I mean, he would carve up the Chiefs defense and then have a wide open receiver and just fucking airmail it.
Yep.
But man, he will scramble and dive in head first for first downs and shit like that. He's a good leader. He's got most of what it takes to be a good quarterback. But I don't think the Raiders are going to ever be a very good team with him at the helm.
Yep. And I bet you by the time they get to Vegas, he ain't a Raider no more. So week 3, we've been doing this fairly regularly.
Better than Trubisky.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't know, guys. Let's go do some locks of the week.
The Unfiltered Sportscast Locks of the Week.
Okay, guys, this is a part of the episode where we like to take our locks of the week for week 3. We've got a couple of games that we have in mind. Who wants to start us off?
Go for it, Jeremy.
Go for it, Jeremy.
All right. Well,
Moving on. Go, Derek. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I
Go,
will
Jeremy.
strike you. Do you want to get striked?
You should take some strike force before you do it.
Fuck yeah, I should.
That way you get him double hard.
Yeah.
All right.
Because I'm
Locks.
gonna hit him extra hard anyway. Because I'm gonna have an erection while I do it.
Well, plus pain gives him a boner.
Right. All right, Jeremy, your lock of the week. Go.
I'm gonna take the Patriots over the Jets. It pains me to do it because the Patriots are becoming, one of my least favorite teams. But yeah, I'm gonna take that.
That and the Jets have a fucking third string quarterback that they're going up against. And it's at home. It's at the Patriots.
I almost wonder if they're not gonna try and make a move for somebody. I don't know who get somebody's second stringer.
Do they take, dare I say, a chance on Colin Kaepernick?
Well, he's blackballed from the NFL. That
know.
nobody will touch him. Sadly,
I know this is not a political show, but it's a possibility. It could happen.
who was it that I was listening
He's been
to?
on the bench 3 years.
Yeah, somebody made a point where I forget which ESPN show I was watching, but it was a great point where he's like the Major League Baseball and the NFL doesn't like celebrities. He's like Major League Baseball will embrace it. The NBA is a star-driven league. He said, but they said that the NFL doesn't like it. He's like Johnny Manziel and Colin Kaepernick are both good enough to be on an NFL roster.
Okay.
Both of them are. But they don't like the distraction that it brings. Where
Okay.
MLB will embrace, look at a guy like Puig and things like that. They embrace that shit. Antonio Brown.
There we go. That's where I'm going.
But with what Kaepernick did, with the way that Kaepernick's been portrayed and all that, no team's going to want to take that distraction and that.
There is a balancing equation. How much you contribute to the team versus how much of
A pain in the ass
you are and what kind of baggage you bring.
Right.
And being that he would be
backup.
most likely utilized as a backup, you hope like hell his contribution is zero.
Both
and
of
so
those
he's
guys.
going to bring a shitload of baggage and not contribute. Yeah, both of those guys are.
Yeah.
They're not going to contribute anything to the team. But, with Kaepernick, with the whole kneeling for the national anthem, he's going to do that every week. He's going to re-aggravate that shit. It's not like, most guys, they can lay low whatever they've done and
Yeah.
hope it goes away. And eventually it will get swept under the rug.
Right. And regardless of what you think of whether what he's doing is great or what he's doing is bad, it doesn't matter. It's how much will you contribute? Does that outweigh exactly how much you're going to put in? Because on the other side, while we're on this particular game, which is Jeremy's lock of the week, you've got Antonio Brown, which had an excellent game
Against the Dolphins.
Okay? But he now has been accused of sexual assault. And the NFL is meeting with the accuser this week.
I think that's bullshit.
What's bullshit?
That I don't think it happened. And
I
the
agree.
reason why, there's two reasons why. One, they posted that video of him and her together, cuddled up, snuggled up, and all that. But the other thing that really makes me feel like it didn't happen is he was offered a $2 million settlement to make this go away, and he refused it.
Yeah.
I think that for him, $2 million isn't shit. You just got $30 million, $32 million. $2 million isn't anything for him. So most players would make that, say, fine, fuck it, whatever.
Yeah.
But I think
especially if
he
they have
knows,
any kind of sliver of guilt.
I think he knows he's innocent, and he's like, I'm not going to let this bitch win. I think it's a moral thing for him.
But he's fucking crazy, too.
That's why I think she did it. I think it's the perfect opportunity.
Well,
look what he's done in Oakland, and he's been a media fucking circus. Everybody thinks he's a head case. His dad's come out and said he's abused women, and now he's got that. And she's like, this is the fucking time to go for it.
Here's the thing about it is the timing is very convenient and all that. I hope it didn't happen because I hope that a woman was not sexually assaulted.
Correct.
That's the only reason. If it was just about Antonio Brown, I want to see awful things happen to that guy. I really do.
You and me both.
But I really don't want it to be true that a woman was sexually assaulted.
Correct.
Under any circumstances. And the NFL certainly doesn't need yet another fucking black eye like that.
Right.
But most importantly is this woman. Now, just like with every accusation, I think they all deserve to have a thorough investigation done.
Sure.
And not necessarily by the NFL, because they have an interest in this.
Yes.
Sexual assault is a crime. I'm wondering why she didn't take it to the police. Mm-hmm. You know, because that's their job is to do an investigation. Now we're talking about different states even and doing that. It's going to make it a lot more difficult. You know, if sufficient evidence does exist that it is true, I hope the fucking NFL kicks him out for life because he has behaved like a fucking clown all year long, and this would just be fucking icing on the cake.
Going on 2 years now.
And, you know, I hope that if there is sufficient evidence that, you know, if he did sexually assault someone, I hope he is arrested and tried for it.
Yeah.
Because that's what needs to happen.
I agree with you. Derek, let's get with your lock of the week. Go ahead.
I'm going to go with Seattle over New Orleans, which I normally wouldn't have taken. I probably would have flipped it, but with Drew Brees being out, Teddy Bridgewater just hasn't had a lot of snaps. It was the first time I think he's even seen actual regular season game action since he almost lost his leg in Minnesota.
Yeah, literally lost it.
Yeah, literally. He didn't lose it. He was seriously in jeopardy
of losing his fucking leg.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I just think the rust is still going to be there. He probably hasn't worked a lot with the number ones or with the first team offense just because Drew Brees is usually there every fucking year.
Yeah.
He's Mr. Durable. So, and you could see it last week in a couple of those throws that he made. He just was off.
Yeah.
And you in the back of your mind, when you suffer an injury like that's a fucking terrifying injury if you're going to lose a limb. And when that's in the back of your mind, I just think that every time you get hit or you're in danger of getting hit, I think you just shudder a little bit more.
Yeah.
I've never been that high on the guy as far as being a good quarterback anyway.
Bridgewater?
Yeah.
I have.
I have. The
Really?
year he got hurt, right before he got hurt.
I actually I'm gonna take the Saints against the Seahawks, even though it's at Seattle.
Even with Teddy B.
Even with Teddy B.
See? All right. We're different.
That's your lock of the
We're
week,
different.
huh?
That's my lock of the
There's
week.
too many release valves. There's
All right.
way too many release valves. You've got Kamara that's going to be coming out of the flat. You've got good
They're
options
driving a
on the
fucking
outside.
Camaro on the goddamn
Yeah, but
field.
I'm just saying.
They're gonna make Kamara. They're gonna make Teddy beat him.
It's in
I
the
understand they're
trailer
going to make Teddy
park.
beat
They
him.
don't
beat
have
him.
Camaros.
However, but all week and yeah, you're right. He probably has been playing a whole lot with first team. But I just that is an upset I could see. I'm not saying it's a guarantee. That is definitely not
Thought you
my
made it
lock
your
of the
lock.
week.
Oh, I thought that's what you were saying. It's
my-
your lock of the week.
My lock
his
is
lock of the week.
Seattle over New Orleans.
Right, and I thought he was taking New Orleans over Seattle.
And for what it's worth, I'm not going to be a douchebag like Derek last week and take whoever's playing the fucking Dolphins. The
'Cause
Cowboys
that would mean picking the Cowboys.
The Cowboys are going to go 3-0. Have a good time, guys. You beat the shittiest team in football. I am actually going to take, if I can fucking find it.
By power ratings, the Cowboys will have played the 2 worst teams in the NFL.
In the NFL.
The Giants and the Dolphins after this week.
And the Redskins aren't anything to get all
they're
excited
in the
about.
20s.
I'm going to take the Eagles over to the Lions. I think Carson Wentz has a bounce back game against the Lions, and it could be close. I'm not saying it's going to be a blowout or anything like that, but it is at home in Philadelphia against the Lions, who do show some promise. However, I think that Philadelphia has a pretty good group of guys. I think Aguilar is going to come out and actually do well. Ertz is going to show up. I don't see the Lions beating Philadelphia at Philadelphia.
Deshaun Jackson's not playing.
What's
No,
the injury
Deshaun-
report on Jeffrey?
Well, Jeffrey's not playing, and then Deshaun may play.
No, he's out 2 weeks.
They said he's out 2 weeks. Well, then fuck.
Enjoy that lock.
I'm still taking that lock. Still taking it, but it's risky. It's just a risky lock.
So it's fucking your sister without a rubber, but we do it anyway because she insists on it.
Yeah, well, the teeth tear the condom.
Sure, there's that. Well, that's why we always plug her in the ass.
That's awful.
God
All
damn,
right.
does she make a high-pitched
How,
squeal.
I'm sure she does.
Another football question is, how long do you guys think it is before Haskins starts over Keenum?
I don't.
You don't think at all this year?
If it happens, it's when they're well out of the playoff picture, which I would say is going to be week 9, week 10.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they have a better option with Case. I don't think with Haskins, not this early.
Well, with Geis, when Geis went down,
When guys went down, they still have Adrian Peterson.
yeah, it's not the same Adrian Peterson.
It's still Superman, and he doesn't get hurt. Moving on.
He tore his ACL like 3 years ago.
And he was a bad motherfucker after that happened and came back and had one hell of a season.
That was 5 or 6 years ago.
That was
wasn't it?
5 or 6, yeah.
Oh, okay, well. Moving on. So we're going to go on to the next segment, which we keep on getting a whole bunch of positive reinforcement about, and we like to call this one the shitty situation. Okay, guys, we are going to do our segment, The Shitty Situation, which is basically a Would You Rather, just our little bit of a twist on it. So, Derek, what is our shitty situation?
All right, well, our shitty situation is either A, you have to be friends with Scotty,
Oh, that's...
or B, drown in a vat of horse cum.
Horse cum. Definitely me.
No, okay, Jeremy, B.
Yeah, I don't need to hear what it is. I'm going to
All of us pick B.
You have to, it's a facial heroin. You either have to have your face for a week shaved like Mike Fears.
So it's a
Fires,
G.
The G, or a
G?
cinnamon roll or whatever. You have to have the G. Or B, you have to have the burn stash. Which
Explain the burn stash here.
Okay, so the burn stash, and this is for a week as well. It's when you grow your sideburns out, you have no beard, and your sideburns just go straight into a mustache. That's exactly what it is. Bill Murray had one for a little bit.
Okay,
it's an old aristocratic
1800s type.
Civil... So I can just think of, like, General Custer wearing that damn thing.
No, Custer didn't have it. Custer had more just the goatee without the mustache.
Okay.
Anybody who talks like this,
Yeah, had the burn stash.
I could see what's in our country.
So the Mike Fears or
on a
the
fox
Bill
hunt.
Murray.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, which for
Bill Murray's not known for that
No,
mustache.
he just had one.
he
for a
just
while.
rocked it for
and
more
I
than
don't
a
even
week.
I don't even know if that was a real one or just something that makeup
fake
people
one?
glued
No.
on there because it was awful full.
This just to tie into the Fears, beard / spiral.
Yeah,
they did for
the
week.
G or the burn stash.
So you have to wear it for a week, including work.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Jeremy,
I'm going to go with the burn stash. Just because you rarely see it anymore.
Yeah.
And I feel like that'd be more fitting with my personality. And it's really more just a glorified mustache. And the last thing I would ever want is to have to go with like a beard. Ever.
Okay.
Looking at you.
It's nice. When you're thinking.
No, it's not. I disagree.
Listen, never had one before in my entire life, and I still find myself pulling on it when I'm thinking.
You look
you
like a homeless child.
Yeah, are you a Hatfield or a McCoy?
You're in my house. I don't know.
Doesn't mean you can't look homeless.
I don't know. McCoy?
All right. Fair enough.
Shady?
Either one's a
Talking
wrong
about Shady?
I was
choice.
going to say, they both suck.
Yeah, you look like a fucking hillbilly is
All
what
right.
I'm trying to say.
Talking about Shady McCoy?
Yeah, that's right. LaShawn McCoy.
Yeah, are you a
Are
Hatfield?
you LaShawn McCoy
Shut up. All right, spare parts, go.
or James Hetfield from Metallica?
Hetfield, definitely.
Hatfield and McCoy. Oh, that's great. I would go with a burn stash as well. I wanted to grow one, but I can't, just because I think it looks so ridiculous that it's hilarious. Now, granted, not that the G doesn't look ridiculous by any means, but I don't know. There's just something. I want to bring it back.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to bring it back?
It was a style at one point in time.
There are definitely Muppets with a burn stash.
Yeah, I think it's one of... No, I was going to say it's one of the rock characters, but that's not right.
Fraggle Rock?
Fraggle Rock, yeah.
No, it's not
And
Gobo, Moki, Boober, or Wembley, or Red.
Okay.
And I know the burn stash would just make my wife real proud. She'd be so...
Oh, Jesus, yes.
She would be so excited to be seen in public with me.
Jesus.
Probably. She would probably walk around with a sign, just, this is my husband.
Right? Right?
Look at
I
his
probably
rock
wouldn't
and
even-
burn stash.
Probably wouldn't be able to leave the house because I'd be getting so much puss.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Just be fucking that shit.
All right, this is really, really tough for me because obviously the G stash is a fucking joke, right? But maybe with the other one, with the burn stash, people think that you would reenact civil wars, like battles and shit like that. And I don't know which one would be more fun.
Well, the G might make people think that you're a straight gangsta. That's what the G stands for.
Yeah,
Like a motherfucking PIMP?
Yeah,
you
sure.
might get street cred.
It doesn't even look like a G. It looks like he's trying to be funny. He's shaving the beard on one side and like cutting off the stash on the other. Or, like sort of.
No, it's a G.
I saw a guy one time. Yeah, it does swirl around.
It's a G.
And it's missing right here. And
Yeah.
but I saw a guy one time. I'm sure it was for a fucking gimmick. Go half and half once.
Yeah,
all
I have
clean
seen that.
shaven on one side. And
I have seen that.
I think that was probably for some kind of like a benefit or a fundraiser or something.
Yeah,
I saw
either
a
that
homeless
or-
guy I met tried to pitch me fucking jokes.
Oh yeah.
Doing that. Yeah,
Yeah,
he was
he
asking
did.
for advice on being a comedian. And
God damn, you hate notebooks, man.
yeah.
I do. I fucking hate him.
So what are you picking, Scotty?
I think I'm also going to go with the burn stash.
Going with the burn stash?
I think
also?
all three of us agree. I think that's a little bit more
You can
explainable.
almost pull one off. You just almost you need a little higher up here.
Yeah,
you
I
can pull
can't.
You
one
got to
off.
let it grow in a little bushier up top.
Yeah.
Get rid down here. Right now, you look like you should be in a Starbucks. Right in your screenplay.
No, he looks like he should be drinking craft beer.
Sure.
That's what he.
Cheers.
You look like you should be fucking lumberjacks. That's what you look like, taking their logs.
Whatever. I like my
You
beard.
you look like Forrest Gump when he ran across the country.
You're the opposite of whatever a real lumberjack is.
That's
You're a
definitely
lumberjane.
true.
You're a lumberjill.
Well, really? We're going to go there?
Yes,
I'll take it.
lumber Caitlin.
Okay. All right.
What?
I don't
What
know.
now?
I don't know.
For fuck's sake, can we just wrap it up?
Yeah, sure. That's fine.
All right.
All right. You want to do the Strike Force ad?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you got?
Drink Strike Force.
It's good.
Go to strikeforce.com. 10% off. No more cans.
You can't let him do anything, folks. Guys, one of our sponsors for this show is StrikeForceEnergy.com. It's an excellent product. It is an energy drink that comes in a little package with a box of 10 of them. You can mix with any beverage. That would be a bottle of water or even an alcoholic beverage that I think we need to probably give Jeremy.
Why?
Because you're...
You want me to start beating up women? What's up?
No.
Jeremy's fucking pumped right now.
Fuck yeah, dude. I'm so stoked.
I'm sure you are.
He's amped.
He's amped?
Yes.
Cranked.
That's fine.
Fucking cranked.
Lord. StrikeForceEnergy.com. It's an excellent product. You can get them in 4 different flavors: lemon, orange, grape, and original, which we call Nick Foles.
Don't drink it. It'll break your collarbone.
say,
It's very heavy.
It will break you. Yeah, don't drink the original. No, actually, drink them all. They're actually all very good products. They have no calories, no sugars, and the same amount of caffeine as a regular cup of coffee.
You're saying no sugars.
No sugars.
As sweet as it is.
As sweet, yeah, they taste good actually.
Yeah.
Quick pick me up.
That's what I've heard.
I'd say snort them off the table, but it's kind of a liquid form, so it doesn't really work.
Yeah, you don't want to snort that. That's how you get, funny boogers.
But
That's how you get mono.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mix it up, bug chug.
Yeah, that's what Sam Darnold did.
That's what he's taking
snorted.
right now. It's IVs to help him make him feel better.
That's probably what doctors are going to give him to
That's
get over
right.
this shit. He's
Yeah.
drained.
He's just fucking tired, and all of a sudden, just IV to the butt.
Absolutely.
There you go. StrikeForceEnergy.com. Use the promo code No More Cans for 20% off of your order.
They say
I wonder if
Patrick,
that's what
they say Mahomes took that right before the second quarter.
That's
Probably.
Yeah, that's what it was.
the only
yeah.
the only one he scored touchdowns in.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wonder if that's what Mark Sanchez was trying to do. Like his
The
guard
butt fumble?
Yeah, his guard just wasn't putting out enough energy, so he's just like, here, take some fucking strike force. Oh fuck, I dropped the ball.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Maybe.
Fucking Jets got problems all over the place.
They do, but they'll
Have
figure
for a while.
They'll figure it out.
That just fucking that really gets me as New York of a team as they are, and as much pressure as New York puts on their teams.
Yeah.
The Jets have not been good in a long fucking time.
Yeah, I know.
They've made some AFC Championship games, but the Giants on the other hand, they've won
2 Super Bowls.
well
2 with Eli.
four total, I believe, haven't they? 4 or 5
Oh, that I don't know.
with Phil Simms and all that shit.
Bruce Smith and all those guys.
Yeah, no, Bruce Smith was for the Bills. They beat.
Oh, that's right. They beat the Bills.
Yeah. By a field goal. Not quite. A little less. Field goal would have beat them.
All right, guys. That's all I got. Do you got anything else?
Herpes.
Well,
Fucking Amanda.
yeah. That's what you get.
I just wanted some of that
You
leg.
keep on
some of that
fucking my
pig leg.
imaginary sister. All right, guys. Well, do us a favor. You guys are our main advertising for this show. Please tell your friends. We would love to have them come and check us out at Facebook at The Unfiltered Sportscast. You can check us out there. We are also on Instagram, which is The Unfiltered Sportscast. Twitter, I am actually starting to do a little bit of the twatter.
Okay.
You're twatting?
I'm twatting.
Nice.
And that's at Unfiltered Crew, which,
Okay.
yeah, there you go. You can check us out there. But you guys really are our advertisement. So if you do like us, do us a favor and tell your friends. But if you don't like us,
I hope your mom's sex tape goes viral.
but if you don't like us,
Oh, tell your enemies.
and until next time, guys,
Take that filter off and make it dirty.
we'll see you. Take care.